All right, what's up, Migo like geese and freaks? So long day. Been very, very, very busy the last week or two, maybe. Ugh, long. And I hope everybody's doing well. I have some stuff I got, and I'll probably show you. I wanted to show you this stuff I got from Mexico today. I'll show you some of the. Should I show you that first? I'll show you some of the other stuff I got. So, and then we'll go into the Mexican stuff. So, hopefully, everybody's doing well. Um, let's see. I don't know it's late. I don't even know if anybody's awake, but I picked up. This came in last week. It's another one of these big Jim rhinos. I'm actually putting a herd of rhinos together made by Mattel in the 70s. I picked up two more of these G.I. Joe Husky Dogs for the Fight for Survival. As I understand it, there was an older one and a newer one, and then there is a Action Man set, which I think it's the Polar Expedition, which is very similar. Not quite the same, some extra parts. I also picked up a loose Big Jim Gorilla. I plan on getting more of these if I can. They're fantastic. You kind of turn the thing in the back. Oh, let's get you the other way. You turn the thing in the back and the arms go around, go backwards. Yeah, it's very scary, Big Jim Gorilla. Also showed up with the Mattel Tarzans, I was told. Then I picked up this custom. I've been buying customs from this guy for fantastic figures. I'm not sure who it is. I mean, I think I know who it is, but I'm not going to put the name out because I get it wrong. But he basically pieces together these figures from other parts, or some of it's custom and some of it's borrowed. So I love this figure. It looks like an old Star Trek. Looks like the card from a Star Trek alien. It's in a resealable clamshell. And he stole that head off of a figure, put a neck plug on it, and stuck it on here. He's very cool. So apparently this is Daimos of the Daikaiju, Captain Baylock. So that was actually kind of funny. He's actually pretty neat. Really like that a lot. All right. Found out recently in the G.I. Joe arena that this that I picked up is actually for Action Man. It's missing the Action Man sticker here. And they came with 3 of these, and they numbered 1, 2, 3 appropriately. All right, let's get this stuff from Mexico going. So I'm tired, and I want to do this, and then I want to get my ass to sleep. It's a long couple of weeks here. Okay, so let's open it, shall we? I took out so many boxes and so much crap from the basement from these packages I've been opening recently. And for some of you, you know what these are. They're like what we call Mexican junk ripoffs, remolds. Muy fragile. Ooh, it must be Italian. It says fragile. Actually, it says muy fragile in Spanish. All right. So this has I actually won 4 auctions from this gentleman. I'm very excited for it. Because the one thing I'm not a comic book collector per se. I do buy some old comics. I like reading them. But this one I was excited to get. Yeah. This one I was excited to get because this is a El Planeta De Los Simios, which you guys know is Planet of the Apes in English. It's got a great poster on the back. It's in Spanish, which I'm really excited about. Yes, I can read Spanish. I'm actually not fluent, but pretty good at it. So this is April 15th, 1975, the 5th edition. It's got some really cool artwork on here. Let's see if I can show you guys that. I guess this is probably General Urko, or it says here maybe it's a soldier ape. We've got what looks like, one of the guys. I guess I don't know which one that's. I don't know exactly which one's that's supposed to be. I guess we could kind of figure it out. We've got this dude over here on the horse. And the Spanish says, Viaje al Planeta De Los Simios, so travel to the Planet of the Apes. So look at the back. I didn't even know this was on the back when I bought it. That's great. That's a really good shot. There's a lot of people have this Bruce Lee poster. It's from Enter the Dragon. So that's a really good shot of the famous man himself, El Cartel de Kung Fu. Serie limitada para coleccionistas, limited edition for collectors. When Exio Master Mac Division Canal, very nice. So let's see what's inside of this thing, shall we? I'm curious to see in a Mexican comic book if they carry the same kind of crazy ads that they did in the American ones. Here's the first page, Planet of the Apes. And it's all in Spanish. El Planeta de los Simios es una publicación. Okay. Ya es tarde. You're late. Eso es lo que crees. That's what they want to believe. Come over here. Uh-huh. And then we have a little more. Spanish. Any of you guys read Spanish? Anybody else read Spanish? I know some guys out there read Italian. Some nice Planet of the Apes art. I don't know if these were drawn for American comic books and then translated into Spanish, because it's possible, I guess. Let's see if they have any ads in here. That poster on the back is pretty cool, but this is interesting. So this is 1975. Let's see if there's anything in the middle. Got to be very careful with the paper. We don't want it to fall apart. Here we go. This is nice. Travel to Planet of the Apes. It's a good shot from the movie or TV show, I guess. Could be either. I have to read it to find out for sure. Nope, it's the TV show. Because there's our boys, right? Alan Verdon. Peter Burke. There's another one. The artwork's actually really good. This looks like this has more than one story in it. So it's mostly comic. Except for this ad on the back for Hemphill Schools. Do you want to make yourself better? Hemphill Schools. Prepare for a lucrative profession and win and gain prestige and money. You could one is a modern television. Oh, you could either be a modern television 1975 modern television repairman, auto mechanic, modern, all kinds of shit in here. So the books are free. Where do the books go to? The books are in Mexico, so you'd mail away for this in Mexico, and they'd send you a book on how to be like a TV repairman. For those of you guys that don't do electronics, if you ever touched a tubed TV, like the ones your parents had back in the day when you were a kid, for those of you that are over 40, before flat screen TVs, there is a part in there, it slips my mind what it's called now, I'm so tired, but there's a part in there where you touch that goddamn thing, it'll knock you on your ass, like it'll blow you to the ground, like no joke, I'm not kidding, because it keeps all the charge inside of it. It holds a charge. I think it's a capacitor. I have that right? Yeah, it's a capacitor. So my boss was telling me they were in electronics class, and one guy wasn't paying attention, and the instructor specifically said, don't touch that part on any of your TVs. You will get knocked on your ass. And this guy was joking around. He wasn't paying attention to the professor, and sure enough, he touched it. My boss at the time was in school, electronics school, and he said, he's going to hit it. He's going to hit it. And he hit the damn thing, and the guy, pop. I mean, it's like a loud bang. And he got knocked on his ass. All right, let's see what we got here. These look good. Seller did a really nice job actually packaging these. I'm actually excited about that. They did a good job. And these are actually really cool. I'm very excited for these. So I'll explain what they are, what we think they are. He really did a good job. He packaged it and everything. So he taped them to this board. They're in plastic bags. I'm going to take them out for you so you can see them. But essentially, we have our 3 Mexican knockoff Migo figures. Most of them were taken from Lily Leedy's. Part Lily Leedy, some were taken from Migo. And why do you say that? Well, the Batman, for example, has the Lily Leedy, what I like to call the kitten ears. It doesn't have the full-on big Batman ears. I'll show it to you in a second. I have quite a few Batmen, and he came in every color you can imagine. Blue, light blue, black, white, off-white, green, red. I mean, they basically put him in everything. Let's see if I get this tape. Wow, he used some pretty strong tape because it's packing tape. Give me a sec. And he uses the Lily Leedy heads. I'll show you that in a second. Why I know they did Migo is because Lily Leedy never made a figure in an 8-inch scale that had the Star Trek style leg. Remember the boots on the bottom like you would get from Migo? And almost every one of their figures Some use the wrestling boot, but I would say 90% of them that I've seen are using this Star Trek boot. And one of the figures I'm going to show you today is a Migo Captain Kirk knockoff. Lily Leedy never did an 8-inch Captain Kirk, ever. And so he was taken from Migo. These were made way back in the day. They're extremely fragile. I don't even know how a kid could play with them. They literally fall apart. So this is the original sticker that came with this. And just to give you scale, there you go. There he is. See how he has these little ears? Unlike the Migo Batman, I call those kitten ears. He's got a little bit of pull around him. These were not good outfits. The bodies are just the cheapest plastic you could find. But you can see here we have these Star Trek style boots on him. It's part of the leg, the joints. Now, some of these, what you'll notice if you take a close look and you look at the wrist, you could see that they molded this off a jointed hand, but they just made it solid. They never put the joint in. There are some very select figures. It's not basically which figure that I've seen in Captain America and a couple others where the joints are actually this one's backwards. That's not abnormal either. Where the joints are actually for the wrists are actually jointed. Now, what's funny about this, take a look. You can see he's basically got this. Oh, the sticker fell off. So this is another left arm. They just put it on backwards. I mean, the quality of these things was crap. They came with these basically cardboard. Sorry, I just hit something there. They came with these cardboard containers like plastic wrap, like shrink wrap. So that's one of the Batman. I have more. You guys can go to mymigolike.com. I'll put that up here and find. You guys go to mymigolike.com and you can actually see more. If you go to 8-inch Mexican mystery knockoffs, you'll actually see more of these. Oh, I have this screen on full, so if you guys are commenting, I'm not seeing it. I apologize. I didn't see it. I'm so tired. I can't even like change it. Let me show you the Captain Kirk knockoff next. Again, this guy came in many colors. I have one in blue. This one happens to be in black. I've seen him in the same colors that Batman one. I've seen him in green. I've seen him in, I think, brown. The funny thing is they always seem to paint his hair blue. I didn't, I know Captain Kirk had sex with anything that he could find. I know he did the green chick. I forgot her name. But forgive me. It's such a terrible thing to say. He made love, or he fornicated. He fornicated with a green alien figure. Maybe that turned his hair blue. I don't know. This guy's got these so wrapped up. I have to be careful because I really don't want to cut the figure under there. All right, give me a second. Just get in there. But I want to show you this Captain Kirk. So this will be my second Captain Kirk in this line. There we go. Second Captain Kirk in this line. The other one I have is all blue. Blue hair, blue suit. I think everything's blue, even his eyebrows, except for his boots, which I believe are black, if I remember correctly. Come on, baby, open the hell up. Man, this guy really taped these up. He wanted to make sure these got here safe and sound, and I'm okay with that. Not hating. Okay, so this is a Captain Kirk knockoff. You can see they kind of get the sprawl in there. He does have the Captain Kirk boots. See his head? There is a Captain Kirk knockoff. Terribly painted eyes. He's definitely looking that away, right? His hair, his blue hair is kind of peeling off. Again, here's another one. Another left arm. Now this is, oh no, actually, no, that's the right arm. I'm sorry. I didn't see the thumb. There's a lot of extra flashing on the hand. Can you guys see that in between the thumb and the forefinger? And if you look at them, they basically sewed the outfits on. This is how they are. This is not a custom, if you will. This is how they made them. Very cheap, because I have boxed examples that have never been opened. Not of Kirk, but of other figures. I have probably about 27 of them now that these are actually, they're just knockoffs of there, if you will. And then we've got one more. Give me 1 second. God, I could have sworn I just heard something. If somebody came in my house, there's going to be a hurting going on. Yes, that was threatening with violence. Somebody broke in my house. It's not going to be a good day for you. I promise you that. We'll deal with the police later. No time for that shit. Do your shit in your own house. I got a kid here, an autistic kid. We ain't playing games. Right? Right. Boy, man, I must be delirious. I'm like all over the place today. All right, let me open this guy up. Now, what I did come across a figure, they made everything. I have to show you the Hawkman. Maybe I'll bring, man, I don't want to bring them all over. I do want to bring them all over. I'm so tired. I don't think I can. But I have this really crazy Hawkman figure. And just the craziest thing ever. that I got from Mexico. This one, the guy claims is Peter Burke, Planet of the Apes figure. He's got a busted arm. These are so fragile. Actually, I'm going to show you. You can see how fragile they are. We'll show you in a minute. So you can actually see what they look like. Let me get rid of this because I don't want the tape gets on everything and then you can't get rid of the shit. Okay, there we go. Get out of here. All right, so his arm is actually broken, but that's okay because we could repair it if you want, but I probably won't. So this is he lists this as Peter Burke. Look how cheap the quality. I mean, this is just one of those this is one of those stickers you used to put on the 3-ring binder when you tore your paper. This is one of those things. This belt is actually interesting because this belt is actually made out of material. Normally the belts on this might be a later edition. Oh, actually, no, that's surgical tape. Normally they make these out of masking tape, these belts. This one's actually made out of surgical tape. I'll give you a closer look. See, it's white surgical tape, but they'd make it out of actual, wow, they make it out of literally masking tape. Sometimes the underwear area is masking tape. This one's actually interesting because they actually went and they put a stripe inside. They actually did 2-color pants. It's just really, really cheap. He says it's Planet of the Apes. I'm not sure you could tell. He's got some really bad hair. I can't tell who he's molded after. I can see his head's pretty, that's not too bad. It needs some paint, but he had like black and silver hair. I don't know if he's supposed to look old, but if you take a look here we have this broken arm, if you guys can see it. Right. So basically what happens, the arm had the peg built onto it. That's like a lot of figures were like that. The Shandana figures were made like that. You'll find anything that didn't have a rivet or a peg in it, a pin like Migo. And so basically if you take a look, you can see what's left of the pin on the inside of the arm. And then basically they would just push these through to there. I mean, this is like, man, this couldn't get any cheaper. I don't know how kids play with these because they must have broke all the time. And it's funny, you usually you find them a little broken, but usually you find them just complete and in really shitty shape. These happen to be in pretty good shape, but I guess the parents would just throw them out because they would just literally disintegrate. I'll show you what one looks like, what these look like came back. So this is supposedly Peter Burke. I have one that looks like Rambo. I'm very excited. I think that gets me up to 30 of these figures, and they're not cheap. Let me see if I can find a couple of really cool ones. I'll be right back. Let's get this one. All kinds of cool examples we have here. Thor. Okay. In a sec, I'll give you guys a little tour and then put these back on the shelf. They're so fragile, I hate taking them off. Okay, what else we got? Hawkman, he's got to come. All right, so hits it on. I'll show you guys what we got. They did so much. It's so cheap. I don't think there was any. I think they just threw. Sorry. I think what they did was just throw together stuff that they could, whatever they had. They made tons of Batman. So this one is an unopened figure. You can see it's just this white kind of piece of shit cardboard. They wrapped it in shrink wrapped. And this is Kaliman. This one's actually in excellent shape. The paint's still on. I actually have him in another version here. As you can see, they just use whatever colors they want. This one, the paint's coming off the face. This one's actually inside of a plastic VHS case that Alan Lawrence is something, but this one's also unopened. You can see that's Kaliman. He is a Mexican, I believe, superhero or South American superhero. Thank you, Alan, for these cases, by the way. They definitely help. This is an example of a different type of box. And yes, this came in a box like this. You can see how crap it is. They just folded it down. It's supposed to be a Windows box. Believe it or not, that's a Mexican knockoff Windows box. Now, this figure's a little interesting than the rest. So I'm going to show you what I mean in a second. I'm going to be very careful with this. You can see the extra flashing. is on the hand between the finger and the thumb. But if you take a look at what he has here for his belt and his shorts, they're literally a piece of vinyl cut and tape. No, these were not made by kids and done this. This is how these were made. I'm telling you. I have so many examples. It's ridiculous. Robin is, he also has his boots. I believe he's missing his cape, but you never know. Like, these were so ridiculously just whatever they did that you never know what you're going to get. This is actually a tree. There's a Batman symbol. There's some kind of gun, I guess, and a batarang. This is the only I've ever seen with stuff like this. I actually got this from Bill Mattioli a long time ago, a couple of years ago. And Bill had a really good collection. I'm going to show you a couple other ones that I got in a minute, so you guys get the idea. Again, I can't see your comments, guys. I apologize. I've got the screen zipped out. I'll have to look at them after. What else? Here's a Batman. There's a Batman that's never been opened. You could see he's in there, sticker still on. But you can see this is a tiny little sticker. Most of them I see with that tiny sticker. This is a giant sticker. Again, no quality control. I think they just poured these in some factory in the back of the jungle somewhere, and off they went. Again, here's another example of Batman, but it's hard to see. But that belt is made out of masking tape, and most of them are like that, just so you know. Here's another example of Batman. Again, these all have the lily leady head with these kitten ears or whatever you call them. But take a look at his shorts. It's just a piece of vinyl held up by masking tape. And I mean, look at the cape. This is the kind of shit that I think Paul Clark was cutting out umbrellas and shit. The same idea. He was just using other materials to make capes and stuff. But I mean, it wasn't that quality. All right, I'm going to show you Thor. This is a very rare figure. It's the only one I've ever seen. His belt is not made out of masking tape. It looks more like a piece of vinyl, or it's possibly made out of electrical tape. I'm not sure. But his boots are white boots. These are the wrestling boots style. It's hard to see in the white. But they either had the Star Trek boots or the wrestling boots, and they all came in different colors. I have them in brown. I've seen them in black, I think. Here's his cape, a little bit different. The material is actually thicker and flat, almost like that inflatable shit you put in your pool. But look at his head. It's crazy, right? This is just awful. Now for the pièce de résistance. This is my pride and joy, as terrible as this is, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. This is Hawkman. Now, I watched a video where a guy went to Mexico, and they had all these knockoffs in piles across the floor. I've seen Hawkman with actually bigger wings than these that are here, and they're just held on by strings. Again, this is shit from the factory. This is not shit kids made. This is how they came, terrible cheap. So take a look at the helmet. So you can see what they did was they molded the top of it, and they molded and the eyes are so far apart from the face, they're not even where they should be, that you could tell like it's just they took two pieces and they put them together. But he's a wicked figure. He's wicked rare. I've never seen anyone else who's owned one. I don't even think you know who has it on his website. So eat your heart out there, buddy boy. Mr. I want to be king of the world. But yeah, these are just some of the ones I have. I'll do a video one day where I bring them all out. They're very, very fragile and so on. So that's what I got for you today. That's all I have. Let me see. What do we have here? That's all I have for today. Oh, there we go. Hey, Rich, what's going on? Randall, I want 2 8-inches and got a really odd sight. Oh, I don't know what that is. Maximus, Randall, Maximus. It's such a piece of crap. No, these figures aren't blow molded, Randall. They're poured plastic. So they're solid. The plastic's really, really cheap. They're not blow molded. They're actually solid. They're hard. So like if you take a Migo head, you could squish it. You take a Lily Leedy head, you could squish it. Actually, here, let me show you. I got a Lily Leedy Batman. Give me a second. I'll show you. Road over. That's the name. All this. So. Some of you guys may know this and some of you may not, but one thing I've come to learn over the years is that if you take something, you recast it, you make a mold, the next one's a little bit smaller. Here's your Lily Leedy Batman. He's not complete, but you can see from the head, he's got kitten ears, right? Here's the one that they mold. Here's one of the ones that they molded from. The figures are slightly smaller. The heads are I know it's hard to see on camera, slightly smaller, but they took them from there. These are 100% stolen from there. So Captain Kirk is done from Amigo though. So Migos did make it into the Mexico into the 70s and some of the 80s, but yes, that's that. All right. Yeah, the Kirk is ridiculous. So this Kirk is actually cool. The one I have in blue is actually I like better. He's this color blue of his head, his whole outfit. Same thing. He's just blue. He's really cool. I've seen him in green and tan and brown and gray even. Pretty much any color you can imagine they were here. Like I said, there's some crazy variants like this Thor and that Birdman or Hawkman. I'm sorry, Hawkman are a little different, but they also made, like I said, just a few versions had a jointed wrist. The wrist was jointed in plastic, if I remember correctly. But the one cool one they have a Captain America. There's a few different Captain Americas, but one that they actually made a little white shield. They drilled a hole in the hand, and there's a peg on the shield, and you pop it in. I have the Captain America. The peg is still in the hand, but the shield broke off. What can you do? One day we may find one. But yeah, so that's it. So we have our Planet of the Apes Burke. We have our Captain Kirk and our other Batman. So that's it for tonight. I'm so fucking tired. I'm going to go hit the hay. I hope you guys are having a great night, and talk to you soon. Be good.